So we've been doing the rotational grazing trial here to see if it works on our farm. It's gone quite well. There's been a few challenges, but I've been very pleasantly surprised with the amount of grass that's been grown and the quality of grass we've been able to maintain in front of the animals. Going into the autumn now, I hope it'll mean we can extend the grazing as well. It's been tricky to get used to the way of grazing a little bit, but once you get over the spring period, it gets easier as you go along, and once you've built up the wedge, it gets easier. So a couple of the challenges have been trying to get used to moving the water trough and something like that, but it's all, once you get the hang of it, it's quite time efficient.
I'm really pleased with how much grass the block's growing, especially given the altitude. It's only had a single application of fertiliser. That was in late April. Was equivalent to, it was 100 weight an acre, equivalent to 36 kilos of nitrogen per hectare. That's all it's had for the season. Initially stocked with twin-bearing ewes, twin-bearing ewes, the lambs at foot, at 6 an acre. The stocking rate was increased to 7.5 an acre through late May into June, and that was by removing a couple of hectares from the block for silage. Growth slowed a little bit in July as things got drier. Fortunately, the 2 hectares came back into the rotation following a cut of bales from it, and that carried us through until weaning. Post-weaning, 400 lambs went back onto the block at a stocking rate of 14 lambs an acre. And again, they went through, hit a small surplus of feed in late July, introduced some extra stock to keep the quality, and then that 400 lambs have really remained on that block right through to the middle of September, and they've just started to be drafted out, so numbers are now reduced to 300 at a stocking rate of 11 an acre. In a couple of weeks' time, those ewe lambs are going to leave us and go out on tack, and so we're going to let the system rest for 3 or 4 weeks before aiming up some feed and letting a mob of ewes go on there for topping. Just pre-topping, we'll measure the grass on the block and then allocate that to the ewes so they can stay there right through topping and have a nice consistent level of feed. But as a trial, been very successful. The stocking rates achieved have been far higher than that carried on the rest of the farm under more set stocking regimes, and been really pleased to say the amount of grass grown and also the quality of grass we've seen on what's pretty old lays. One's an 8-year, one's a 3 or 4 year lay. So it's high ground, but it's held a consistent level of feed quality and carried a nice stocking rate as well. As a model to replicate across the rest of the farm, looking really successful. The infrastructure's worked pretty well. Lambs have respected the electric when the battery's been kept charged, and overall has proved a really good success.